Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So after a short break of 1 week, we have started online classes. Welcome to all. So 46 members have joined now. I hope in the second session also, same 46 members will be there for the class. Second session will be handled by Nelson sir. So already we have learnt 2 chapters we have completed. So acid base and salt is the last chapter we have completed. All the video related to the chapter is uploaded in Chandana School YouTube channel. Please subscribe the channel so that you will get all the videos. So please subscribe the channel. As soon as we upload the video, you will get the message so that you can go through the video, whatever it is, maths, English, science, social, whatever it is. You just subscribe the channel so that you will get the video. So today, day before yesterday, I given second chapter question answers. I hope you have written it. So some of you, I'll send the names today. You should send the notes. If you are not completed, complete it in the afternoon, and evening you have to send. I will send the name in the evening. I hope you are getting my point. So we'll start with a lesson. So next lesson is again of chemistry only, metals and non-metals. So in this chapter, according to the reduced syllabus, most of the things are reduced here in this chapter. But we have to we will recapitulate it. Already we have learnt in 8th, 7th also we have learnt about metals and non-metals. We recapitulate it. So I'll go fast so that you just recapitulate some of the concept you have studied already. I hope you are getting my points. So metals and non-metals. This chapter is about metals and non-metal. What are the properties of metal? What are the properties of non-metal? That we are going to study. Then we are going to study about the chemical properties of metal. We are going to study about ionic compound, ionic bond, ionic compound, properties of ionic compound. Then we are going to study about the metallurgic part. I told you this chapter has been skipped. 1-2 concepts are they have kept, especially ionic bond. That also have studied, but they kept it. So we'll start with the metals and non-metals. Already you know physical properties of metal. If you take in the periodic table, the elements are divided into metals, non-metal, and metalloid. Last year I have studied in chapter 2, 9th standard, metalloid. So metals are the element which shows some of the properties like conductivity. Conductivity is the most important property. Malleability, ductility. This property, if they show means they can be called as metal. If you take non-metals usually they are not good conductor of electricity. Exceptions are there. Graphite, good conductor of electricity, being a non-metal. There are exception cases, but usually non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. If you take metalloid are the non-metal only. They are non-metal only, but they show the intermediate property between metals and non-metal. They have both the properties like silicon is an example. It shows metal behaves like non-metals and behaves as metal also. So that is one example for a metalloid. So you have studied, I told you already, I'll ask some of the questions for you so that you will only answer me those properties. Brahati, can you tell me the properties of metal?
Sir, hardness.
Okay.
Luster.
Luster, okay.
Ductility.
Okay.
Malleability,
Okay.
electric conductivity,
Okay.
good conductor of heat,
Okay.
melting and boiling points.
High.
So have high and low melting and boiling points.
Okay. Yeah, very good. So
Sonority,
this huh?
sonority,
Sonority. Okay. Sonorous. Okay.
sound property.
Yeah, sonorous means sound property. Okay, thank you. So already she has told you. See, Bharati told almost all point. We take the state. So metal are usually in solid state, except except Jivan, which is a metal is available in non in liquid state. Non-metal which is available in liquid state. Jivan,
Sir, mercury.
mercury. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು So one more here. So it is gallium. One more is gallium. We take these are the two metals which are available in liquid state, gallium and mercury. Understood? So like that, usually they are solids. Then she told about ductility. Metals can be made into thin wire. Metal can be drawn into thin wire. ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. So any metal it can be made into thin wire. Some see or not all. Some of the metals you cannot make it like malleable or ductile property. Like zinc is a one metal we cannot make it as a sheet. Like that, exception cases are there. Exception cases are there. But usually, if you take a common properties, if you take, they are malleable, ductile. Ductility, I told you, they can be drawn into thin wire. And malleability means they can be hammered into thin sheet. Aluminum sheet nodira, food packing alli use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So aluminum, so that is that is a one malleable property. They can be made into thin sheet. Metal can be made into thin sheet. That is the property of malleability. Then she told about sonorous. Metal produces sound. Example, bell, electric bell maybe, your school bell maybe. So they use the metal over there. They produce sound, sonorous property. Then usually they are having high melting point, boiling point. Usually they are high. That's one property. Then lustrous, if you know any metal, if you take, they are shiny nature. Every metal is shining nature. Like sodium and potassium, they lose shining nature very fast. If you take sodium, it loses shining nature very fast because it is highly reactive. Why it is highly reactive? Because outermost electrons, only one electron is present in the outermost shell of sodium. That's why it is highly reactive. The valency of sodium is 1, so it is more reactive. Potassium also 1, cesium 1. So like this, these are more reactive elements or metals if you take. Say, they lose property, they lose shining property very fast. Otherwise, usually other metals they lose the shining property late. But there are some metals like gold, silver, they persist their shining property always. Gold, that's why it is very costly because it is having a shining nature. It will not lose its shining nature. So usually metals are hard, solid. I told you ductility, malleability. Then I told sonorous, lustrous, conductivity. All the metals are good conductor of electricity and heat. Some are bad conductor if you take. So if you take conductivity, we use copper. Copper everywhere we use electric conductor. So copper is used as a wire because it's highly conductivity is good. But there are some metals which are having like silver, resistance is very less. Means it is the conductivity, but silver cannot be used because very costly. That's why we use copper. Like that it is. So usually they are good conductor. Lead is a metal which is a bad conductor of electricity. So go through the textbook. All it is given in the textbook. Only you have to remember. That's all. So you have to remember which is a high malleability element metal, which is a high conductivity metal, which is a metal, which is a non-metal, which is a good conductor of electricity, which is a non-metal, which are very soft. If you take softness, some metals are soft, all metals are hard, but some metals are soft, like sodium and potassium, they are soft. So you should remember those which are the metals which are soft, like that. High conductivity, silver, non-conductivity, the conductivity is very less, lead. Like that, you have to remember this thing. This you have to remember by heart this. So concepts are not by hearted. Only these remember. Memorizing something like this one is important. So usually metals are high density. To take high density, they have high density because the per unit volume, the number of atoms occupied is very large. So metals usually have high density except sodium and potassium. If you take, they are low density. Write on it. I hope you are getting my points. One more property, usually, see, tensile strength, something called a tensile, Tensile, tensile strength. Tensile strength is one of the property which resists the brittle property, or which resists the breaking. The metal will not break easily because their tensile strength is very good, but non-metal tensile strength is very less to take. Tensile strength means what? It's a resistance towards the pulling action. See, rubber can be pulled very easily. If you pull rubber, you can pull it, but metals pulling is very difficult because that is only called as tensile strength. Tensile strength. Write on that. One more, tensile strength. So if you take non-metals are available in solid, liquid, and gas. Non-metals are available in solid, liquid, and gas. All the three states they are available. If you take a non-metal, solid, carbon is a solid, oxygen is a gas, and liquid. Anybody knows which is a liquid non-metal? Charan? Charan Negde? Charan Negde?
Sir, I don't know.
Which is a non-metal available in liquid state? Charan, are you able to hear my voice?
I don't know. Sir,
I'm not getting you here. Preeti?
Bromine, sir.
Bromine. So bromine is one of the non-metal which is available in liquid state, being a non-metal. So remember that. So like this, if you take, so all the usually they are solid also, liquid also, and gas also. If you take hardness, they are not hard, but there are some metals which are called as very hard non-metals. Like diamond is made up of carbon, allotropic form of carbon. Allotropy andre ಏನು? ನೆನಪಿದೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ? Raise your hand if you know what is allotropy. Allotropy. Yeah, Harsha. Say Harsha.
The non-metals or elements which are available in different forms, they have physical properties different, but chemical property is same.
Same, very good. As your friend said, it is right. Some of the elements have the same chemical property but different physical property. Like diamond and ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ನೀವು ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದು ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ನೇಚರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ವೆರಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಸೇಮ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್, both are made up of carbon. The chemical properties is same. If you burn both, if you heat graphite and if you heat diamond, both will get carbon dioxide only. Andre burn ಆದರೆ they become carbon dioxide. That means they are made up of carbon. Their chemical properties are same. This is known as allotropic form. Like that, to take lustrous, usually non-metals are non-lustrous except graphite, diamond and iodine. Remember the iodine? So iodine is a non-metal which is having a shining nature. Usually, then next property, ductility and malleability. Non-metals, they are absent. So they are non-ductile and non-malleable. Then tensile strength is very weak compared to the metals. Sonorous, they do not produce sound. Sonorous property is not there. Then if you take conductivity, so all non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except, you know that it is nothing but graphite. One more allotropic form of carbon. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು allotropic form ಇದೆ, fullerene ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. You have studied in 7th standard. fullerene. ನ್ಯಾನೋಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅದನ್ನ. In the nanotechnology we use as a conductor. So that is one of the newly produced allotropic form of carbon, fullerene. So you'll learn it later on. So these are the physical properties of metal and non-metal. So chemical property we learn it later. So I hope you are getting my point. So this already we have learnt it. So next part of the lesson is very important part. We are going to study about bonding. What do you mean by bond? Raise your hands if you know the answer. What do you mean by bond? Chemical bond. What do you mean by chemical bond? Newton. Sahana Shetty. Sahana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, chemical bond.
Covalent bond formation involving sharing of electrons between bonding atoms.
I am asking you only bond. What is a bond? What is chemical bond? Whatever you said is right. Covalent bond you are telling me, you are right. I am asking you what is bond? Chemical bond ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು?
Carbon form covalent bond.
Oh, okay, I am getting you. I am asking you something else. You are telling something else. I am asking you what is chemical bond? Yeah, Soumya.
Elements share electrons to become stable
Share, only sharing.
and gaining.
Okay. Something else. Yeah. Some good. Anybody else? Newton. Mr. Newton Hegde. Rashmi?
A mutual attraction between two atoms resulted from redistribution of electrons.
Very good, very good. As you were right. Yeah. So so both of you told right answer. I'll put it in some other definition, some other way. Say, chemical bond means what? It is a force of attraction developed between two atoms. Force of attraction developed between two atoms. Force of attraction developed between two atoms to form a compound. That is called as bond, chemical bond. Chemical bond is nothing but so it is nothing but it's a force of attraction developed between two elements by sharing of electron or losing of electron or like that. Or you can tell in a single word, a redistribution of electron. I hope you are getting my point. So chemical bond is nothing but it is a force of attraction developed between two elements by a redistribution of electron. That means by gaining of electron or losing of electron or sharing of electron. That is called as chemical bond. Chemical bond. See, in your class, I'll be always telling this example. So there are some close friends. There will be some close friends in your class. So that bonding will happen by something giving and taking. You're not giving and sharing up your idea. Sharing up of your idea also starts your bonding. Your friendship starts from sharing something like. So two new girls come to the same class, same year. You think that they share something among themselves. So then their bonding starts. Similarly, like that. Or if you help somebody, if you in your class, if you help one friend, slowly the friendship will start. That is a friendship bond. There giving and taking happens, sharing happens. Then the bonding will start. Similarly with a metal, similarly with element, they give something, they take something, or they share something. Then that something is nothing but electron. That something is nothing but electron. That's why they start. That is called as force of attraction between two elements by a redistribution of electron. I hope you are getting my point. So I hope you are understood. I'll go to the next concept, that is ionic bond. How the ionic? There are two type of actually three types are there: covalent bond, ionic bond, coordinate bond ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So there are many bonds we take. So for 10th there are two bonds actually. So one is ionic bond, another is covalent bond. Covalent bond you are going to study in one more chapter called as carbon and its compound. Carbon and its compound. In that we are going to study. So in this chapter we are going to study about ionic bond. Ionic bond we are going to study. Ionic bond is a bond formed between two elements by gaining of electron or losing of electron. It is also called as electrovalent bond. We call it as electrovalent bond also. Ionic bond is also called as electrovalent bond. Anybody, can you tell me the definition of ionic bond? You have studied in 7th standard. Yeah, Rashmi, Bhuvana, Aniket. Mr. Aniket.
What, sir?
What is ionic bond? Aniket?
The bond formed between negative ions and positive ions.
Okay.
Cations and anions.
Yeah, good. So as I said, it is right. So we'll see one more definition. Bhuvana.
Electrostatic force between negative and positive charges.
Very good. So she also said, right, you can put it in these two manners, like whatever they said, it is right. Usually, what happens is the ionic bond is formed between two elements. So one is cation, one is anion. If you take like that bonding, it is. Say ionic bond is nothing but it is a force of attraction. I told you bond under in the force of attraction. So bond is nothing but force of attraction between two atoms. So similarly, ionic bond. What is ionic bond? Ionic bond is the bond formed between two elements. Or a force of attraction developed between two elements by donating and gaining electron is called as ionic bond, or a strong force of attraction between a cation and anion is called as ionic bond. If we take one example, we give this NaCl. NaCl is a ionic compound. See, NaCl is a ionic compound. Ionic compound ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. Ionic compound. Why it is called ionic compound? Because the bond formed between sodium and chlorine is ionic bond. That's why we call it as NaCl and ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are the compounds which are formed by ionic bond. They are formed by ionic bond. So ionic compounds are the compounds which are formed by ionic bond. We'll see what is ionic bond actually. How it happens to be. Say if you take sodium, if you take the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. If you take dot structure in the outermost shell of sodium, only one electron is there. Only one electron is present in outermost shell. Here, if you take the dot structure, if you take sodium in the first shell, it is having 2 electrons. In the second cell, it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons are there. In the large shell, if you take, it is having only 1 electrons here. This is the first shell. This is second shell. This is third shell. Third shell. See, first shell, second shell, first, second, and third shell. So in the last cell, 1 electron is there. During the formation of bond, this 1 electron, sodium will lose 1 electron. It loses 1 electron and becomes sodium cation. Yes, sodium cation is nothing but when an element loses electron, then it is called as cation. Similarly, chlorine, if you take, I hope you have written this. Write this. Similarly, chlorine, if you write, so 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So in the outermost shell, it is having 7 electrons. Write down that what is written on the board. Here, sodium. So in the outermost shell of the atom, it is having only one electron. And if you take chlorine, if I write electronic configuration, so last year we have learned this writing electronic configuration. Write electronic configuration. Practice it. It is necessary because again it repeats in this electronic writing. Electronic configuration is very important for the one more chapter, that is periodic classification of elements. There you need it. So if you have forgotten how to write electronic configuration, please go through the last year notes and recapitulate that, revise that. So this is how we have to write. I hope you have written it. Say chlorine, if you take chlorine, so in the outermost 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So first shell, second shell, third shell. First shell, second shell, third shell. If you take chlorine, so 2 electrons present in first shell. The second shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then in the third shell, if you take, it's having 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons are there. See, 7 electrons are there. Here, see, 7 electrons. 3s2, 3p5. So 7 electrons are here. 5, 6, 7 electrons. See, to become an octet, it needs 1 electron.